So you open the month with 10 of coins. Now this means generally that security, finance is what's being featured. And this is a completion of a cycle. Generally 10 of coins means like an inheritance, or it means return on investment, returns for good decisions that were made over time. In the reverse position, it can say that there may be some settlement or inheritance or accumulation of money that is not as large as you thought it was going to be, or that it's in delay. So if some of you are expecting money, especially related to family matters or legal matters or any sort of settlement, any sort of inheritance, anything like anything that's bequeathed to you, even if it's in a job, like a bonus, anything like that, generally legal settlements, but annuities, that kind of thing. This is a signal that it may either be in delay or that it's not as large as you thought it was going to be. It's sort of like it's still a good thing because it's 10 of coins. It's the most amount of coins that appears on a card, but it's just not quite what you thought. It's not quite as much. It's not quite as soon. So it's still got that energy of the 10 of coins, which brings security, which speaks about rewards, that kind of thing. But be prepared that it may not be what you thought it was. I'm actually seeing with a lot of these, there's kind of this echoing of this coins here, especially too with this juggling of finances, that it may not be what you thought it was. The moon can sometimes be a card of confusion, haziness. I'm almost getting that with these cards here that there's like a haziness with the finances. You might have thought that it was going to be this much, but it ends up being a different amount. And hence you're in this position in the middle of the month of 4 of coins in reverse. This can be like the fear of money card. This can be feeling like I'm just stretched thin financially. So with these cards showing up and in this position, it might be a really good time, Scorpio, to really tighten down your budget or make that a focus, because I'm seeing mid-month, if you don't address, having your money balanced here, this is an opportunity at the beginning of the month to balance things out. You may need to do some juggling. This can also be financial contracts, joint finances. It's putting the money in the correct areas, some here to the left and some here to the right, covering your bases, being adjustable and flexible, especially considering this. I actually see that the need for this to happen is directly related to whatever's going on at the beginning of the month here because of this X that is echoed in both of these. It's sort of like it's not what you thought it was going to be. That's okay. You can still do damage control or do preparation for that, because it may not show up in the way that you thought it would, and that might stress you out mid-month. But if you do planning here at the beginning of the month when this happens, you might be able to ease this or whatever is coming up for you. These are both fear cards. I just want to put that out there, is that 4 of coins has to do with fear of money, fear of not having enough. This can be a scarcity mentality. And 8 of swords represents feeling captive, feeling powerless, feeling fearful that you can't handle the situation, that you succumbed to something. And both of these, they're not really true. Unless you give yourself over to them, in which case they will become your reality. But I want to invite you to look instead at this card. This has a lot of wisdom for you in October, is that what the juggler does is he adapts to changing circumstances, and he's able to be flexible. He's sort of like, throw anything at me, I can handle it. Watch me juggle this. I can juggle several balls in the air at one time. And not only that, I can do it on one foot, because in many, many decks, he's standing on one foot. He has a sense of humor about things. He has this sort of like, okay, it's absurd, let's just laugh at it, or let's just roll with the punches. Let's just go with, he's actually having fun considering his circumstances. And this ship is actually going up and down with the changing tides of the sea. So if there's something that switches regarding your security, like you thought you were going to be in a home for a long time and the lease changes or something like this, this could potentially be like the landlord wants to move back into your home, or you have to sell your house for some reason. That's a change in your assets, in your security that may be unpredicted. But if you hold this idea of flexibility, adapting to changing circumstances and balancing out your money, you can prevent any of the confusion, the fear, or the feelings of powerlessness that may arise mid-month, and instead be in a place of celebration. This also means getting support from friends and family. This means, feeling alive, feeling happy, feeling free, celebrating with like-minded people who share the same kind of heart that you do, collaboration, fun. So this really is your key and your gateway to enjoying the middle of the month instead of stressing or feeling confused, not knowing which way is going to take you forward. These cards here can mean that you may have a preoccupation with that if you don't deal with it in this way. Get balanced about it. Be adaptable, be flexible, change with the changing circumstances, and then you can be in a good place and celebrating with friends, or even relying on the support of family and friends. There may be a way that they play a big part in you kind of skipping over all of this if there's something that comes up mid-month. What else is going on? We've got Page of Swords. So Page of Swords is the younger side of ourselves. This could potentially be a younger air sign. So Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. And they speak their mind. They just say, they're very blunt. You know how kids can sometimes just say really blunt things because they don't have any filter. And it's refreshing, actually. So you may need to be blunt with someone, or someone's needing to be blunt with you, especially regarding, the changing circumstances. Like, it used to be that way, it's no longer that way. That might be the kind of message that's coming in here. I could even say someone is saying the contract has changed with these two cards together, because this is childlike. This person just operates from their mind. They have one idea and they run with it. I always say with this card too, it's like a kid running with scissors. This is what I think, this is what I believe. I'm running after it blindly, and nothing else is getting in my way. I'm standing at the mountaintop and declaring it. So, and he's saying, this is my truth. So it may send things a little topsy-turvy based upon the declaration of this person. And that may have something to do with this as well. It's maybe the information, the knowledge, the thought, the idea, the message, because often pages are messengers about what's happened here. And then you have to adjust. But that's okay, you can do it. It looks like your burden is going to be lightening. If you've been working hard, if you've been carrying more than you feel like you can carry, this load is going to be lightening for you in October, Scorpio. It's sort of like saying, if your back's been breaking and if you've been carrying more than your fair share, by being flexible, adaptable, and attending to your budget, this will really lighten your load. And it will allow you to skip over any of this fear-based or confusion-based stuff and just take you to feeling like, okay, I can be festive. I can hang out with my friends and family. I can enjoy life. I can celebrate, because you kind of have a choice mid-month, really, is that you can either feel victimized and confused and fearful. That's kind of a set there. Or you can take these 3 cups and celebrate with your friends, your family, enjoy the lighter side of life. And that's really going to be dependent upon whether you go this way or that way at the beginning of the month, whether you are able to adapt to the changing circumstances, to any directives that are being given to you, any changes in the financial security and situation that cause you to need to adjust. That's what this card is about. Be flexible. You're going to lighten your load. You're going to not need to carry as much. This might be being released from something that was a lot to carry. And you have a choice whether to go left or to go right with this card. Are you going to go into a place of confusion, fear, and helplessness, or can you make it lighthearted? Can you make it like, okay, I got through that. My load actually is a lot lighter. You sort of like can go this road, or you can go that road. You really have a choice mid-month. But it does look like something's changing regarding money, assets, stability, what you thought you could rely on financially versus what you actually have to work with. You still have enough to work with here. It's just that your attitude towards it and your ability to adapt is really going to influence whether you experience this or whether you experience this. And then towards the end of the month, we have 6 of Cups, Knight of Swords, 6 of Swords, and 4 of Wands. So I see with these 2 cards here, kind of saying something regarding the home might be changing, Scorpio. There might be, I'm just getting that there's like either a little instability or that there's been like an earthquake or there's just some adjustment. Even this 6 of Swords is showing this couple moving on. However, because these are both in reverse, it looks like you may have wanted to move on from a home or go from one place to another, maybe even go traveling, but that it's kind of keeping you stuck or kind of keeping you in a fixed position. You're not able to move on to where you wanted to go. You're not able, there's something regarding the home and the structure of the home and the stability of the home that is not allowing you to have that freedom to go to the next horizon. And that's okay. It might just be in delay. It doesn't mean that it can't happen. It's just that there is some sort of block to that. And I kind of get the sense that it is related to this adjustment period that's going on. You can still do it. It's saying not to rush with Knight of Swords here. And 6 of Cups is saying try not to be cynical. This card in the upright position is all about openness, innocence, kindness, that fresh feeling that we have when we're a child of like being able to be in the present moment and exchange hearts and exchange sort of loving energy. What I'm really getting with this is don't give in to cynicism. Don't feel like you have to do everything right away. If there's something related to home or travel or moving, if it can't happen right here at the end of October when you wanted it to, or in October, it may just be coming later. It looks like something is challenging that, but it might just be in delay. It looks like there may be an adjustment that needs to be made regarding that, but you don't have to rush. This is Knight of Swords in reverse, and Knight of Swords goes forward really quickly. He makes a decision and goes for it. In reverse, saying you don't have to do that. You don't have to chase burning towers. It's not immediate. It's not urgent. It's really what I'm getting with this. And you don't have to go chasing after it. Don't give in to any sort of cynicism or bitterness. This card in the upright is really open, really wanting to share, wanting to give things the benefit of the doubt, wanting to trust. In the reverse, it really says, I can't trust, I'm closed, I'm cynical. It's sort of like discovering like Santa Claus isn't real. The reverse position. So don't give in to that. Don't give in to cynicism or feeling like you have to rush. Sometimes this might just be in delay. That's okay. That's okay. You have the ability to experience some nice things here in October, depending, it all hinges here, Scorpio, on which way are you going to choose. Are you going to choose the path of powerlessness, or you can choose to adjust and be flexible, knowing that your load is lightening and celebrating with friends, and maybe accepting that this can come, it's on its way. It's just not here right now. These dreams of what you want to do regarding your home, where you want to go, doesn't have to happen right now, and you don't have to give in to any sort of cynicism or doubt, just because it's not going according to the exact plan that you had mapped out. I'm really getting that with this card and with this card, the more flexible that you can be, the more you're going to enjoy this month. The more adapting to changing situations and changing circumstances you can be, the more you can stay here in celebration, festivity, spending time with friends and family, like-minded people. That's really going to benefit you in October, Scorpio. And you're expanding. So let that happen at a natural pace. With Jupiter in your first house, it's all about expansion. And Scorpio is just becoming sort of larger than life. And it may require you to slow down to allow that to grow. I'm just kind of getting here with delay with the home or with the travel, with healing, going somewhere. You might just want to wait until your birthday month, or it's okay. You don't need to rush on it. And it doesn't mean it's not coming. It doesn't mean that you need to say, okay, well, I'm also getting, you don't need to give in to like sour grapes. It's stay open.